All right. I hit create broadcast and start streaming on OBS. Um, the stream that you'll probably see as a recorded video later, or as like a previously live video on YouTube, I'm using to test some stuff from the last time. And so that's part of why I'm talking right now, is to test some of that stuff. So I'm trying to figure out exactly when the stream starts, such as when exactly does the stream start? Does it start from OBS, or does it start if I say like start the stream in YouTube Studio? So that's one of the things I'm testing. I've got a list that I'm going to pull up to mention some things that I've changed from last time. Adjustments to be made. I've adjusted the computer volume. Yep. From 26 to 28. The microphone volume filter gain on OBS has dropped from 20 to 18. I thought it was a little bit loud. You could hear me, obviously, but compared to the guitar and the music, I thought it was loud. I've delayed the guitar sound for you all to try to match it up with the movement and everything. And then I've also changed the video bitrate from 4500 to 1200 or 12,000 to try to have the video be less compressed. And I currently see an error that says YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So over in OBS, it looks like it's getting about 5,800 kbps. I think that's kilobytes per second, maybe kilobits. It's a lower B, not an upper B. So probably kilobits, not kilobytes. And it's showing some red. I've been going for about 2 minutes 20 right now. So that has to do with my internet. I'm the only one here. I know this could be done in some kind of test stream, but I'm doing it just to kind of document the process for everybody to see. And the last thing that I did was I added a noise gate to the microphone. I've done all this after checking out the last stream, and that bitrate with the buffering for you all, I won't be able to see how it looks live, but in the playback, I'll be able to see if it affects that. One of the reasons I adjusted that up is because the video looked kind of compressed. It was kind of, looks like digital, larger pixels instead of a nice clear picture. And I'm pretty sure that's because of how much like that bit rate for the streaming. And so I increased that based on YouTube's recommendations to 12,000, and for 60p or 60 FPS 1080p, which I am streaming, but it looks like my internet is not doing great. I'm getting dropped frames about 65.4%. So we will see what happens there. I will obviously adjust the settings after this, but I want to see how this all works with the sound and everything. And so on screen you can see in Yousician, which this is a stream of Yousician for the most part at the moment. Level 5, I've only got 65 left. A quick reminder, if you don't know what I'm doing, I'm going through and trying to 3-star all the songs and then get all of those to be gold. Once I've 3-star golded a song, I'll remove it from the favorites. The reason I do this is because the search feature isn't great, and so I have to add them into my favorites list in order to quickly get to them instead of take a couple minutes to get to them and then find them. And so this is a whole lot faster than using their built-in search feature, because they haven't responded to feedback on that from me or other people. So let's get right on into it and pick a song. Also, I do need to tune, and I don't want to do that one. All right. Play. And then before I use the on-screen tuner so you can at least see what I'm doing, maybe hear it. So I've also been gone for a while. That's why the daily Yousician stream hasn't been daily, even since my recent one a few days ago. I was in Vegas for a little family holiday, and so obviously on vacation I'm not gonna be doing this. Got to see some live music at Ole Red, like a music bar, restaurant that's there. It was pretty cool. The live music was this country band. I'm forgetting the name of them, but it seemed like they were just some guys that got together to make some money playing at that type of place. Because if you look them up, they had their name behind them. Led just to something about the lead guy who played guitar and sang. They had skill for sure, but they didn't really seem to enjoy playing. It seemed like a job for them rather than like they enjoyed doing it and entertaining. And they seemed a little uninspired, and then the song choices also didn't work very well with the singer's voice. He could sing them, his voice didn't sound quite right on them. I think different songs would have been better to showcase his voice and talent. Because don't get me wrong, they were talented. It just didn't quite seem like they really wanted to be there. But enough of that. Let's get on into this, where you can play and practice along with me. So I messed up in that spot both the times through. Let's play again, and then practice, and bring it to that spot so I can practice. I'm just gonna move over a little bit so I can see all the notes, even though they don't display very well. There we go. So I'm going to practice this without it playing, that way I can save some of the time. And part of the reason why, even though these notes aren't very hard, coming from bass, I'm not used to using those upper strings. So going in that pattern and jumping back and going up like that, it should be fairly easy and simple, but it's something I struggle with. And then I'm also kind of sloppy, so a lot of times you'll maybe hear that dead note when it should be played. And then I don't know if I should let those ring or not. Both of them are, well, muting it so they don't ring is a different skill as well. And then that's obviously too short, playing it staccato like that, where that doesn't really sound very good either. But right now my goal is to be able to play the notes. So I'm going to start looping this section because I can play the notes. And then that part right there, I was able to get. So I just want to go to the end of there. And then I want to lead into that like I would if I was actually playing this. So I'll take that section to loop it. I'll drop the speed down to about 70%. In the options, I'll have it auto adjust the speed. That way it goes faster once I get enough notes right. That's very similar to the trainer feature in Go Play Along, that software. Except that can't tell if you're right, so you just tell it how many times to loop it before speeding up. So I messed up the part I wanted to play, and then I also looped a little bit too much. I don't need that right there. And then here in the beginning, what I'm doing right now is just trying to have a full kind of measures word. So 4 of these sections, because it's in 6/8. So there's 6 of these, and there's 8 beats per 6 beats per measure. And then it's broken up by eighths instead of quarters. And so if I get 4 of these, because at the beginning here, I've got 1, 2. If I were to include this third one to have half in this and half in the other, then I would have that extra note right there, which doesn't fit in with the line that's being played. And I know I'm going more in depth, and that's because I'm on break and not doing this at 6 in the morning before work. And so that's why I'm taking more time. Oh, I also, it's about 12:30, 12 minutes, 30 seconds in the stream, need to do my synchronization test. That way I don't forget to do it. Those claps were terrible. I'm clapping loudly into mic. Okay, one of those should be good enough. The reason I'm doing that is to sync the camera and the mic. Next is visible downstrokes on the E. The thinner strings are hard to see in the camera from this distance and size. So I'm doing the stop wiggle pull that a lot of orchestral musicians will do to get a clean start on their note, because there it's a lot more important. And then this way, I can very visibly see when the pick has gone past, like it's released off the string. And I'm doing that so I can sync the camera with the guitar now. Next is using some different software real quick. I need to open up Go Play Along, which I just mentioned. And the reason for this is, hold on, let me find what I'm looking for real quick. So the reason for this is to try to sync the computer video, audio together, and then be able to sync those once they're together with everything else. So here you'll see something change. Ooh. And I want to make sure I have scroll animation at 0, pressure latency at 0. So whenever it moves to the note, that's when the note should play. And that's how I'll tell that it's in sync. And then instead of me playing it, because right now, if I don't play it, there's no sound to sync with. So now, okay, that should be enough sound to synchronize it to itself. And now I need to try to play with it, but I'm going to find something else real quick. So what I'm going to do here is I want to play along with this a little bit. That way I can synchronize that up. And this is my own song, so I won't have any copyright issues. And I'm playing the bass part because I know it. People in the streets, living in their tents, don't know where to eat, looking for some money for education. Prices on the rise, all of them are coming, never gonna stop. I'd embarrass myself so bad if I tried playing the solo, just because I don't remember it. All right. So thank you for bearing with me on that. That was all the parts of the sync test. It's now about 19:13, so that took a little bit longer than I wanted. But let's get back to doing this. I'll probably leave this up, even though a lot of people may or may not enjoy it. But I'm just trying to document the process, so that's why I'm doing it. But I wasn't intending to do that in the middle of the stream. I wanted to do it at the beginning. But here we go. Let's work on getting this. Well, right now I'm just going to work on this section because that's what I really need to work on. And then I can include the other part, because it's slow enough and I'm still having issues with it, I need to just focus on that. And right now, there's a few enough notes where I've got to get them all right before it speeds up. And right there, I had those dead notes again. And so that I got to roll. And that's probably going to send me back. Oh, keeping tempo. Sometimes it's good to go up in the speed above 100%, just to make sure that you really have it. And so when you're back down at the full speed, 100%, you can play it a whole lot more consistently and right. Because if you can play it faster right, then at that speed, you should be fine. But now that I'm getting it, I want to go ahead and include this section right before, and then knock that speed back down. One of my friends is playing Elder Scrolls 5. Yeah, I'm going to knock that back down. So now I have to transition into this, which I did. And I'm messing up that part. The whole goal is to get all of these right. So I messed that up again. There we go. Woo! Got them all right. I missed it, so I had enough time to hit it the other way. Still a little sloppy, but I got them all. And I was talking about that section right there. There we go. That was very sloppy. So I'm going to change this right now. So it's auto adjusting because I'm getting a high enough percentage of them. I think it's 90%, might be 95% of the notes, right? So if like there are 8 notes and you miss one, that's too low of a percentage, it's below 90%, so it doesn't speed you up. But because I added those extra notes in, it's easy to miss a few and still have enough of the notes right for it to want to speed you up. So I'm just going to take off this auto adjust speed because there's no way for you to set it to be just perfect. I've got to get it all right. And so now I'll just play through this at full speed to practice it. And if I really need to, I'll slow it back down. But my issue stems from, I'll go through. So I go there, but then I need to make sure I hit the right string next because I'm doing that jump. I played enough, I should know it. But let's keep on practicing. I actually knocked this back down to 90% to help me make sure that I get the proper string. That way I'm not reinforcing that bad habit as much. And part of it is the left hand. And part of it's the right hand. Luckily, I'm good with the rhythm. That's all about the placement. I didn't roll very well there. Use half the free practice. All right, so let's just go ahead and try performing that. If I get it, I get it. I don't, I don't. I'll have to play it again. There we go. And I missed that one. Obviously not my best run because my score is below my highest, but I'll press continue. Don't know what one that was, but as you can see, it's not gold, it was the Botany Bay. So I still, oh, I forgot, it doesn't quite update. So I did get it, all 3 gold stars. So I'm going to unfavorite it. And even though I didn't play it the best, I didn't play it all perfect this time, I have done it before, and so I'm taking it off. It means I can do it. And so the goal is to be able to do that, and then I got better by working on it, even if it's not perfect now. And so I'll move on and try to get a lot of these other ones better. And then as I move up to level 6, I'll have to then improve and get better at that type of stuff to be able to pass those. So it's a stepping stone. I don't have to have it perfect right now, is the whole point. And I like doing the riffs just because a lot of times the chords are just annoying to try to get. But sometimes the riffs can be too. I thought it was just gonna go to the 3 like that one. I did the same thing again. That's probably what I did before. And why I didn't get the gold stars the first time I played it. I said that was perfect. A lot of times it doesn't like my timing exactly on those, and there's not a whole lot of like reference because you gotta feel it. In the first half of that, there were some notes, and then you just have to wait and then count in your head and keep that tempo going. So I was pretty happy with that. And as you can see, that was mostly sight reading in there in that interlude and solo. And then also making sure that I actually shifted to the right fret.